Hello guys, today I will talk to you about this Monolith 15 here. It's if you're not familiar with monoprice, this is their top line subwoofer, the Monolith. They have a 10-inch, 12-inch, and 15, and they have a dual 15-inch as well. I got this one at full price. After tax, it was $14.50, so $1,450, and after having it for 3 weeks now, I am not very happy with it. Let me say I'm not like fully satisfied. My biggest problem with it is it's sort of shallow. In movies, it's got this shallowness to it. It's not low tuned, like some subwoofers like hello. Like SVS and whatnot. Before I bought this one, I went to Best Buy and I listened to a low end, I don't know, it was like a PB1000 or whatever from SVS in the Magnolia room. And it had that deep sound. It'll shove pretty bad when you push high, but when within the proper range, it was like thunder, unbelievable. I mean, I couldn't believe it. It was so deep, And I think it has to do with the port tuning or something. I'm not really sure, but nonetheless, SVS I think is well known for that deep sounding whatnot as bass. And I expected this to be similar because I mean that's the main competitor or at least these guys competing with. And it wasn't. I mean, you have to give it content that has deep bass, that it'll produce it for you. It'll do whatever give it to, but by nature, it wasn't that deep like I thought. And it's actually in some bass sounding, it's boomy and borderline annoying in some scenes in movies. I don't know. I found this to be excellent in music. It sounds really, really good. But when it comes to movies, the last movie I was watching was Underworld, the very first one. And I couldn't handle it with ports. I just had to close all the ports and just run it with a THX mode, not the extended, just the THX. So that would be, it will start, the bottom end would be like something like 23, I think. 23 hertz. I wasn't really expecting to return this, which I'm going to. It's going to be picked up tomorrow by FedEx. And I wasn't really expecting to return this. I bought it full price because of the reviews online. I wasn't expecting to not be happy with it. But if I would have to buy this, I would buy it only on sale, to be honest with you. Like, this is worth $1,000, $1,100 tops, in my opinion. I could live with that, but at $1,450, I couldn't spend that money. Anyways, it is very heavy, and that's okay. I had two problems with this. The first problem, let me show you. You can see the grill here. Don't touch it. You can see the grill here. I have this, and this was inside. So basically this is furniture moving pads. I didn't stick them on the inside. So the noise this makes without the pads, you can hear it here. This is the noise. Okay, go find yourself somewhere else. Okay. The noise here, you can hear. This would happen every time it just was flying, So you go quiet, this goes back and gets stuck there. Okay. And then you just do this, and it's so annoying because the subwoofer, when it's playing, it really integrates really well and you can't really localize it. But when this happens here, it's just, you immediately just, your eyes just go there. But this fixed it. and you would want to put it some other places around as well. Here, I was still having problems with this top part, unfortunately. I know most people won't have the grill on it, but I have to have it because of this little Bengal here. He's a little crazy cat. It would come up to here, you know, try to go in the port, whatever, or like smell the thing. And when the bass is not playing, it's doing nothing. So it would be like hanging around, and then suddenly bass comes and it will slap it in the face. It will slap him in the face, and it's just poor little guy. You know, he's a good Bengal. Anyways, the other problem was I do not like this orientation. That wasn't my plan. My plan was to take this, put it sideways, and put it here, and then put that on top of it. And this is initially what I've done. But I think it's not like shielded magnetically or something. So what happened is, as you know, most Samsung TVs, they have the speakers right at the bottom. So when I put this guy down below, you would hear this noise, you know, tick, 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 constantly. And if I move it forward, it'll go away. If I move it backward, it gets stronger. Keep moving it in, it gets stronger and then weaker, but it's there and you can hear it sitting from the couch. So when the subwoofer, when like it's quiet, you know, it's dialogue going on, you could hear it. And I couldn't tell. I thought it was like wires in the back or just laying it on its side made that effect, but it did not. It was just the TV speakers, I think. And I will try here to lay it down on its side and reproduce it for you. But anyways, this is not the layout that I wanted. After I moved it here to the side, now it's closer to the walls and it was just rattling way more than actually making sound. It was just annoying because here, this is a concrete slab, by the way, not a floating floor. So here it was, the floor was absorbing more vibrations before it transfers to the walls and everywhere. And it sounded better. I could like crank it up a little more and hear more bass, and that's good. But here it's just these plantation shutters, you know, they just rattle a lot more, and the vibrations just travel a lot more, and more rattling here and in the fireplace and whatnot. But anyways, let me try to put some content here. I don't know if you were able to catch that thud. I don't know if the phone was able to catch it, but it's boomy. Like it's not a nice sounding thing. Let me try to go back here. And this you know, it's just boomy. It's not coming out. It's not sounding good. That's the biggest problem. Let me open the ports. See why I need the grill? You could hear at some points there was a lot of few pieces were like extremely boomy. Like it sounds boomy, you know, like I don't know how to explain it, but this doesn't sound good. This movie is an example of other movies I have played. Go away somewhere. Go away. Thank you. But in the music, So as you see, he's quite scared, but anyways, you could hear the port a little bit, some port noise at that kind of volume. And it's at the reference level right now. It's not like +3 or +6 or something like that in the gain knob at the back. Usually I like to have it at +3 to +6. It can go all the way to +15, I think, in the back, but that's the thing. It's extremely booming at some points. I just couldn't have it the way I wanted, the way I like it. And I need the grill. It's such a curious cat. You know, he always wants to go in, or I don't know, things like that. So he'll either damage the subwoofer or damage himself. Anyways, let me get it sideways so you could hear the noise it was making. Okay, so how do we manage, you know, putting it on this side? This is, it's a hockey puck. You know, I bought several of these. Put some tape like that on the side. It's not the ideal way, but right now, this is not a permanent thing. Go over there. Okay, so you can see it's at the bottom as well. This paper is just basically for it to move easily on the floor. The better way is to actually put these on the bottom so it can slide around. I have bigger size, and as you can see, the subwoofer legs right now, they have those foam, those pads, those I don't know what material is it, but anyways, they're soft pads, and you can see I can slide it easily on the floor. And if you have carpet, you need furniture sliders. They are like plastic discs that you can put under the legs, and you can just slide it just as easy, if not even easier. But anyways, we'll stick these hockey pucks here. I use them for when you want to jack up the car. I have a bunch of these, but when you want to jack up the car, you can actually, if you have a floor jack, you can put a disc on the top and use it as protection for your car, and it works really well. So let's go ahead and put this here just for now. I'll put this one here, and then we're gonna flip it. Now you have legs on the side. These are 1 inch, I think, so that's pretty awesome. So you can see these legs. I put these pads here, and they're super easy to move. But anyways, the legs, they are screwed on, and they are rubber. You don't want to slide them directly on your wood, because you can see they leave marks. Actually, this was before I put the pads on them. I didn't notice until later that they actually leave mark on the wood, black mark. I mean, it goes away, you can clean it up, but it's just, nonetheless, it's an extra work for you. But anyways, you can see here, it's down on its side, and there's plenty of room for you to actually grab it. If you want to lift it up, there's plenty of room for your fingers to go under. It's pretty sweet. Well, let's push it over there. See the noise. Another thing here, this amplifier plate, it seems a little hollow. It's quiet. You can feel sometimes air coming through under pressure from the side or something, from areas, like you can feel a little bit. I'm not sure if better subwoofers like have it insulated or something more. Yeah, I'm not sure. But anyways, when you power it on, you notice this will actually flicker. I've seen some people on the internet like complain about this not staying solid or flash green, red. Right now it's in standby mode, but when it's working, it actually turns green. So if yours is flashing green, red, that means not enough power is getting to it. We have it right now at, okay, go away. THX extended here, the EQ, because I unplugged the ports earlier. But I have it at THX with all the ports plugged. And power auto is good for the most part. Takes a little bit of time for it to pick up, starts actually working. This is THX level here, so you can hear a click. This will just put it in this THX mode. I think it says, let me see here, it says reference level. And I'm assuming it means 0 dB. To me, that's what reference level means, but maybe it's something else. Anyways, the phase is at 0, and the crossover here, it's bypassed with this crossover. You can turn it on if you want the crossover to be active, or THX off, so it'll bypass it. Okay, so essentially that's the look I wanted to go for. To me, it free up space here, so we can move it a little, move the whole thing over. It's a weird setup that I have tables here, side tables on the TV, but to me, it's more versatile because you can move this in and out and have a lot more control on the space rather than having a whole, media center that's just one piece and you're stuck with it. Anyways, let's play it on and turn it on so we can hear that annoying noise coming from it. Let's see. Okay. I think you can hear it. And it doesn't matter the volume level here. If it's high or low, it's the same noise. And then watch this, it'll increase as I move the subwoofer. Okay. A little louder, and it's at now it's because it's its reference level. When you kick up the gain, see now that the gain is very low, you can't really hear it. But now we're at higher gain. It is pretty loud. You can hear the noise. I could hear it from here. It's so annoying. And then if you push it, it's like, it changes. See, now it's lower. See, it almost went away, but it's still there. I was fighting with it a lot, trying to figure out which setting is more appropriate, but this is almost like stuck to the wall in the back. Now it comes back. Here it is. quite louder. I think the more it gets to the amplifier distance here, it causes it to trigger. And this is pretty loud. But anyways, these are my thoughts on this Monolith. If it's on sale, go ahead and buy it. I think it's worth it. But if it's $14.50, it's totally not worth it. And if you have a crazy cat like this one, you want to keep the grill on. Anyways, hope you find this helpful. Whatever I get after this, make a follow-up video to compare. Might go with an SB16 Ultra or a PB4000, I'm not sure, but I'll see you in the next video.
Pressure of quality. All I want to do is feel the bass.
So even in this orientation and all plugged up, it's still rather shallow and boomy at the same time. Yeah, hopefully this will pick up here. It's just quite boomy, unfortunately. Forgot to mention that the subwoofer was calibrated in this position with Odyssey, you know, the one from Marantz here. You do the calibration, blah, blah, blah. It was calibrated in this position and calibrated in that position over there, just in case you're curious. I think probably, I mean, they said the box is inert, but it's just when you tap on it, it has an echo, pretty loud, and it changes, depends on the location. As far as I know, an inert cabinet should be like, you know, like nothing. Should be like, I'm doing it soft here, but it shouldn't be boomy like this. Maybe that's why it's a little bit boomy. But in a different country, I had speakers, the enclosure, when you hit on it, nothing. Like, it's so dense, you know, there's no, it's not loud like this. This is supposed to be HDF, not MDF, but maybe on the inside it's not well padded or stuff like that. Not sure.